My name is Jeremiah Drummond. I am a senior at Dorman High School. A little background about myself. I am a professional photographer in Spartanburg and also in Greenville. I do a lot of work here as well. And basically what I wanted to do is incorporate a program as to where I already had a passion for, which is photography, which is why I started PATH. What is PATH is probably what you're wondering. What PATH stands for is Picture a Family Together. And basically the main concept behind this is that sometimes when you're growing up in poverty, you always don't have the resources or the funds to get free family portraits or family portraits. So what PATH is, this main purpose of PATH is to provide free portraits to families that are less fortunate. The timeline of this project, from August through September, we was developing the idea as far as what exactly we're going to do, and the community centers, or we're going to do soup kitchens. And in October and November was the planning phase, and that was also getting us all of the materials that we needed and actually thinking about what exactly we needed to actually implement this program. And December is actually when we implemented the program. And the main thing that we wanted to do, we wanted to see, all right, so if we get community centers, we have to do all of this, and we want to do more than community centers. So with the community centers, we didn't get enough feedback as to where it was approved for us to do it until after the actual project took place at the soup kitchen. And with the soup kitchen, we had everything we needed, and they were very good with feedback. So we decided to do our project there. Our budget, the total budget was $750. The main one that went for is for the props and the equipment. That was the printers and the ink and the paper. We also had hats for our volunteers. It went to the frames, and here's a picture of all of us that helped out, and here's a picture of one of the families. Volunteers that I use are all people that are in the community. We use Lee Smith, who is my mentor. He's a big photographer at Spartanburg, as well as in Greenville. We also use another photographer in Spartanburg, J.J. Ferguson. And I use close friends inside of my school to help volunteer in this program. At first, we wanted to get photography students to actually take on this role if we were going to go into community centers, because we wanted to do different locations. And I knew I couldn't be at all of these locations at one time. So what we wanted to do is get the photography program in our school to actually have students to actually practice their photography at the events. But we weren't able to get into the community center, so we weren't able to get all these students, photography students there. The press that we got a whole lot of local stations, and the story also went national. And I have all of the stories inside of the binder. Challenges that we faced, basically what I talked about earlier was the location as far as the community centers. And another problem we had, we did this project 2 days. The first day it was mainly like a test run, and everything went perfect. And the second day we were like, okay, so this is what we're going to do for the second day. And when it was time for the second day, for the first, I say 10 minutes, everything was working perfect. We had the printing going on, and next thing you know, the printer stopped working out of nowhere. So we were like, what do we do? And we spent 25 to 30 minutes actually trying to figure out the problem, and we were just trying to go through everything. And then I have my mentor, he actually went to the store and got a cord as far as connecting the camera to the printer. And when he got back, we were able to deliver the rest of the pictures to the families. Reflection on the whole path. This program has changed my life forever. I'm not just a student that wanted to make a change, but I'm a student that made a change. And a little, basically after this story happened, a lot of stuff has happened for me. I'm actually a part of a lot of nonprofit organizations now. I'm actually a face of one here in Greenville, which is called Beyond Differences. I'm not sure if you've heard of that. And a funny story is I have a new mentor that came to me after this program. It was quite funny because when we were at the soup kitchen, it was our last day, and we were packing up and we were about to leave. And she called the soup kitchen, and she was like, hey, is Jeremiah Drummond still here? And then the lady was like, yes, but the portraits are over. And she said, well, I don't want to speak to him about portraits, I just want to ask him about something. So the lady came and handed me the phone, and I was speaking to her, and she was like, I have a whole lot of equipment that I would like to donate to you. I seen your project, and it inspired me a whole lot. So I went to her house, me and my friends, and we picked up the equipment that she had donated to us. And basically what that was more frames and more paper and all that type of good stuff. And recently, I've been in contact with her throughout the whole, the beginning of this year. And she actually gifted me a lens last Sunday. We went to her church, and we did basically the same thing we did at the soup kitchen, except we did it with her church. And it was mainly elderly people, so they got portraits as well. So it was pretty fun. Any questions?